So far, we learned about different data types and we worked with predefined functions and some methods that we talked about. So today I'm going to talk about a new data types. We are going to work with that. It's going to be very simple data type as compared to the other ones that we learned. The other ones are also simple, but this one is like extremely simple. So just a quick review, quick recap on the previous data types. We learned about two different types of data types, numeric data types and then sequences. With numeric data types, we have two. We have integers and floats. With integers, there are whole numbers. With float, you have decimal places. And then with sequences, it's a combination of items. So with a string data type, you have lots of characters as long as you put them inside matching quotations. With lists, you have items and you put them inside square brackets and you separate them by comma. And then with tuples, you have, again, a bunch of items and you separate them by comma and you put them inside parentheses. The new data type that we are going to talk about today is called Boolean data types. So I'm going to type it here. So in Python, if you type Boolean, so the name is Boolean, but the type in Python is bool, like B-O-O-L. So let's go back to our Python shell and just practice some with the Boolean data type. And in general, Boolean data types, unlike the other ones, has only two values. There's two possibilities, nothing else. So you can either have a true value or a false value, and that's it. That's the only two values this type could have, either true or false. But there are so many things that goes into it. Right. Now let's go to the shell, and if I type true, you're going to see it turns orange because it's a keyword. And then false is again going to turn orange because the keyword, that is a type. And if you want to make sure, you can put it inside the function type and it gives you, this is type Boolean, right? Or if you want to put false inside the type function, send it to type function, it gives you the type Boolean. And these are the only two values that we have when it comes to Boolean value. It's very important, especially when we get into different types of operations that we have. There you see the results of some operations are going to generate a Boolean value for us. And a simple example of that I haven't talked about the operation yet, but I'm going to do that in another video, is let's say you want to compare two values with each other. You want to see if 5 is greater than 2, right? It's either true or false, right? There are only two possibilities here. Is 5 greater than 2? If you do that, it's going to give you that Boolean value. So you can do comparison and get a Boolean as a result, right? So we use the Boolean value. It's very important data type that we have in Python, and we are going to use it a lot, especially when we get into different, like for instance, conditionals. For conditionals, we need to know if a certain statement is or certain condition is true or false. And then based on that, we make a decision on what to do. So it's very important data type that we are going to work with. So going back to the data type itself, let's talk about what generates a Boolean, or what generates a true value, what generates a false value. And that is very important. And in future videos, I'm going to get back to this point again. All right, so let's say you want to know the Boolean value of 5, right? So it's a number. You want to see what it represents. Is 5 a true value or false value? So it's going to give you true. Any number that we have in Python, right? Any value, any object that we have, it's going to hold a Boolean value of true, except the ones that represent emptiness or represent 0. So if I want to know the Boolean value or Boolean representation of the value 0, is going to give me false. Or if you have a bool, you want to know the Boolean representation of empty string, which represents an emptiness, is going to be false. If I want to know the Boolean representation of an empty list, is going to give me false. So anything that doesn't have something in it, if it's 0, is going to have a Boolean representation of false. Anything else is going to be true. So if you put anything else here, like a string of characters, it's going to be true. If you have any number, is going to be it's going to have the value of true. But anything that represents emptiness or 0 is going to hold the value of false. That is very, very important when we get to conditionals.